judges have made their final decision, and the 2026 AASA National Superintendent of the Year is Roosevelt Nivens, Lamar, Consolidated, and Tenn.
Well, first, I always want to say thank you to AASA and the judges. Y'all, this is such a tremendous honor. Golly. I have a lot of people in this room, my team. They knew this was coming. They spoke this over me. So I have my team from Lamar CISD here, but I also have my board here. I want them to stand. I want my president, Jackie Hotzel, to stand. I want my vice president, John Welch. My board secretary, Suzanne Box. Trustee Vanessa Marsters. Trustee Monica Henderson. And the guy that was the president when they nominated me, Mr. Zach Lambert. As Joe said, you know, you got to have a strong board. And I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys so much. Thank you very much. But the love of my life is here. Carla Nivens, stand up, Carla. Wow, y'all. She has been the perfect co-pilot in life. I would not be here if it was not for her. So thank you. Thank you for the sacrifice, for allowing me to do this job and live in this purpose. And I want to thank my kids, my adult kids now, Naomi and Roosevelt. And they have always been the principal's kid or the superintendent's kid. And those of you that know that's a struggle on families. And my son was just recently bitten by the superintendent bug again. He had to resign his job because his crazy daddy hired the company he worked for. So he had to quit his job. But that's what it's about.
Yep.
So there's two things I want to say. One thing that I am a crier, but I'm not going to cry today. But if I do, the other, I am not a preacher. But I do want to tell you about the goodness of God. Years ago, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that know my story know, and I will tell you the extended version whenever you want to hear it later. But when I was a kid, I was hopeless. I was so hopeless, I had a plan and the equipment and the means and the location to take my own life. And I wanted to do that. And I got off into the woods. I'm a country boy from Langston, Oklahoma. And I got off into the woods, and I had my plan, and I was going to execute my plan. And then Jesus spoke to me. And said, you have a purpose, son. You have a purpose. You're not going to do this today, and you're not going to do it ever. And can you imagine if I had executed that and not live within my purpose? How many young people under my leadership would not have had a chance to experience what I wanted to offer? I say all that to say is that in this job, as Joe said, it gets lonely and it gets tiresome. But you have to connect to something that's bigger than you. Connect to something that's bigger than you. To me, it's my faith in Jesus. Because those days you are depleted and you are drained, you can't wait for other people to speak life into you. You got to do it for yourself. Because if you don't, the very kids that you support and the very adults that you support won't get what it is that you have to offer. So continue to fight, ladies and gentlemen. This world is struggling. And every obstacle we face in public education gets bigger and bigger every single year. And it's because every single year you overcome those obstacles. And so there are people out there that want to make it so large that you can't overcome it. But what they fail to realize is, if you're in your purpose, you are unstoppable and you are undefeated. So I need you to get that in your spirit. You are unstoppable and you are undefeated. Keep working hard for kids. They need you. They need you. They didn't ask to be where they are. They didn't ask to be born to who they were born to. They didn't ask to go to Miss Johnson's classroom. What they do need, and what they are asking for, is for an adult to advocate for them and speak life into them and believe in them. So remember, you are undefeated and you are unstoppable. I love you all and I love my team.
Yeah.
Thank you all.